Hello, welcome to another episode of Garden Table with Rose, and I am Rose. So it is Sunday morning, June 8th, I believe. It's bright and early. It's about 7:30, and I came out to do a front tour. It's raining lightly, but I have my phone, so my phone has a cover, so it should be okay. I shouldn't get too wet, but things always look so much better after it rains, and I don't know when it's going to stop today. And while it's quiet, I wanted to get out here because my street gets noisy during the day because there's a lot of kids and school is out now, so there's that. But I worked all day out here in this garden, planting several roses that I got in. I ordered some proven winter roses. I think I put in about 6, and then I got a second privet, the golden. I don't know if it's called golden ticket, but it has lighter green foliage. And I, moved some things around and weeded and put some preen down, which I need more because I didn't even finish the front, and I had a huge 30-pound bag. But yeah, so the front yard, I did order about 6 hydrangeas. I'm trying this endless summer variety, and then a couple from Southern Living. So most of my hydrangeas, of course, are proven winners, but I'm going to add those, and I'll show you where I'm going to put those when we get to those areas. But yeah, let me try to do this in my 20-minute format. We'll see. Let me turn the camera around. All right. And for those of you who don't know, I am gardening in Zone 6A, Kalamazoo, Michigan. So I'm standing at the front porch and I'm looking out here at the yard. And as you can see, it's really filling in even since the last tour, which was just, I don't know, probably a couple of weeks ago. But I'll start here at the porch. So the pots are doing well. These pansies are probably going to fizzle out here soon, but they're still going. I did order another clematis that I'm going to try in this pot. I ordered an inexpensive one from Walmart. So the Walmart one I have in the back has done so well. I figure let me try that again. All right, and this, I don't know why I always forget the name of this when I get to it, and it's such a common shrub, but I'll put the name on the screen. So anyway, these, which as you know have been here since my house was built, I guess. They were here when I bought it 20 years ago. They are flowering. Sometimes I cut them all the way down to the ground at the end of the season. This year I cut them back about halfway, but as you can see, they get little pink blooms on them. The bees love these. They'll be all over them. They're really nice. These pots are doing well. I've been deadheading these geraniums, and so they keep flushing out again, which is great. And the Dusty Miller is getting a little bit of size. I found from last year that the Dusty Miller does survive, or can survive, here in my zone. I thought it was an annual all these years the few years that I've been planting it. So I'm probably gonna take it out of these pots at the end of the season if it's still looking good, and then plant it in the ground. Yeah, because I like that. I can always use that color. That kind of blue, grayish, whitish color is good. So over here, I moved all of this stuff that was crowding in this area. There were a bunch of alliums. There were still a few lilies, and some other little bulb type deals. I'm not sure what they were, but I dug all that out, and I just have these pots here because I had to take them off the porch because, as you know, I've tried every plant imaginable in those and nothing will grow in them on the porch. It's too shady, I believe, so I just set them there for now. I'm probably gonna put some annuals in there because I have a bunch of starts that need to go into the ground soon of sunflowers and zinnias, that kind of thing. So over here, all the lilies are getting quite tall, and I can see the buds at the top. So soon these will bloom and it'll be a sea of white. I still have alliums in here, and I'll probably leave these few that are here. But they're blooming out, and these white ones, I don't know the name of them. I don't imagine there's a lot of white varieties of allium though, but the white one is really pretty. I like it, and it's the bloom isn't so huge where you can actually probably use that in a bouquet and it would look really nice. Feverfew is blooming now, and I've been cutting some of that to use in my bouquets. I have a lot of browning foliage from the hyacinths in here, and I'll be cutting that soon. Well, I'm gonna wait till it gets a little bit browner, but probably sometime this week I'll be cutting that. This is a sublime hydrangea, which has gotten huge. It was probably just a little 4-inch pot when I put it in the ground a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, but it is ginormous, and so I am contemplating whether I want to move in the fall those lilies from behind it and put them somewhere else. We'll see. More feverfew. Feverfew, like I said before, has come back for me here, so I'm happy about that. But I have planted a couple of different varieties. I really like this one. Let me show you this. I don't know if you can tell, but this bloom is like double, tripled. It's multiple rows of little flowers. So that one's different, and it has a very slight yellow center, which is different from this one, which looks more daisy-like. And then the other one on the other side was yellow. So there's 3 varieties of feverfew I have in here. And this is just, I got some cone flowers that are coming up here. Dianthus, which I like that blue-green color, and a hosta that I just stuck in there. This looks like scabiosa to me. I don't remember planting scabiosa there. Looks like it. I did spray all of my fruit trees, nut trees, shrubs with copper fungicide, because I have had a fungal issue this year with leaf curl. So that's a problem. I do need to deadhead these, what are those? Irises, Dutch irises. I need to deadhead those. I see one Orlea has survived. Has popped up. I tell you, I've been pulling Orlea out for 2 years. That stuff reseeded so wildly in my garden that I will never voluntarily plant it again. There's a lot of astilbe in here. That's not coming up yet, but will be at some point. So let's go on the interior here of the garden. I love this 9-bark. It's called Panther, but these flowers are going over now. But not only does it have the beautiful foliage, but it gets these beautiful kind of white and pink blooms on the end when it's in. I mean, it's just beautiful in a bouquet. Love that. My bed of celosia is growing, thank goodness. What else I got in here? There is one lily in here. And I believe it's that one. I'm not sure. It's never really gotten very big. I planted it a couple of years ago and then I moved it. But as you can see, I got a number of other perennials in here. There's 2 hydrangeas back there that have survived. More of the hyacinth foliage. All this in the front has to go, that's turning yellow. And then, see, anything new over here? I had to I finally wrapped all my shepherd's hooks in chicken wire because of the squirrels and chipmunks and whatever other critters were getting into my bird feeders, eating all the bird seed. So that seems to be working. It wasn't emptied out overnight as it had been all the other times. But yeah, so that Roses Sharon is beautiful. It has these variegated leaves. I don't know if you can see that. I can zoom in, but yeah, you see those leaves are variegated. They're kind of yellow and green, very beautiful. Even the barberry is looking good. Like that's barberry in there, and they turn different colors throughout the season. In the fall they'll be bright red, and there's some barberry in there, but it's beautiful coloring on it. Oh, that cotton candy maple, I think that's probably my favorite right now, at least my favorite tree in the garden. And those variegated leaves are just so pretty. Okay, I'm talking too much. The Baptisia is still glorious. This catmint, Russian sage, or whatever it is, something to that effect, is huge. Some of them I've had to cut back because they started to split in the center, like flop over. And when they do that, I just usually cut them back by half and let them flush out again. Like this one I cut back. I don't need anything floppy. This here is a clematis. This one is a proven winner. I had sweet autumn clematises there. Then I found out they were invasive. And so then I was worried. So I pulled them out. And now I put one that's supposed to be non-invasive, according to proven winners. And it has purple and pink blooms, so it's just getting started. I just put that in the fall, but the idea is that that will go up that trellis as the other ones did that I had. And then over here, let's see, more of that Monardia or Agastache or catmint, that kind of thing. There's a big bush of that, but there is a hydrangea in there. And then some of my roses have survived. Some of them over here died, but I still have, let's see, there's one rose there, one back there, one over there. So I still have several. One there, the yellow one is the only one that's blooming right now. That's probably the Henry Fonda rose. Yeah, and then these trees, I love these two trees. This is a proven winner's variety, and I can't think of the name of it, but it stays golden as long as you put it in full sun, which I really like that. So this arborvitae that I put into the ground in the fall looks horrible, but I will say it is growing. It is greening up, so that's a good sign. It was a ball, a big beautiful ball of this soft textured ferny kind of leaf, and it had been in a pot for 2 or 3 years, and it was just big, and I thought, I need to put this in the ground. Plus I really like the shape of it, so I want to keep it. So hopefully that over the season kind of bounces back. My little peppers are finally growing. My little pepper starts that I sprinkled in here, and here you still see a lot of the foliage that hasn't died back, the hyacinth and the daffodils, which I will come in, all this leafy looking stuff, and trim that down soon. Wee White's hydrangeas are doing well. This third one is always a little bit behind. It's much smaller, as you can see, than the other two, but it's coming along. I've decided I want to, it may have to be next spring when there's new growth on this red bud, I want to try to stake it up because I want it to be a bit taller. If I don't stake it up, I think it will stay this height, which is only about 3 feet. So I would like it to get taller because I want all this stuff to be kind of underplanted under it, that's around it. So I'm gonna try that next spring. The limbs are kind of too firm now to do anything with. One of the new peonies that I planted has a bloom on it, a white one. I need more white peonies, so I'm very happy about that. And then over in there, I have some gladiolus that I just planted coming up. I try to plant, oh, I need to plant more. I'm supposed to do that today. But I try to plant, you know, a dozen every couple of weeks to have a steady supply of them. Let me get through here. And then there's a couple of extra celosias that I had that I planted here. Now down along this side are my mums that come back every year. This whole strip of green stuff that you see. And so what I do is I cut it down, you know, pretty close to the ground, maybe to like 4 inches or 5 inches until July 1st, and then I let it grow. Because if you don't, then you will have floppy stems, and I assume you won't have as many buds either, or something to that effect. But I read that that's what you should do, so that's what I've been doing since I planted them, and it seems to work. I never expected any of those to come back. I thought they would all be annuals here, but they come back every year, so I'm very happy about that. I don't have to rebuy them. Okay, let me move it along. I'm just going to point out things that are new. This is where I moved a clump of the lilies, and an allium got in there in the mix too as well. I haven't planted anything new over here. Again, this is all that drought tolerant kind of catmint type plant, salvias, that kind of thing. That's what I have in the front row. Now I did plant new things here. This is where I planted several of the roses. As you recall, I moved this 9 bark. Let me see if I can zoom it in. I moved this 9 bark from the other side over here, so it's a very dark one. You can barely see it against the mulch, but there's a little one there. So hopefully that grows up big, and that will give some dark color to this strip of green. Roses, I have 3 at last roses here. One I had already on the other side, and I just moved it here. Roses tend to like full sun here. And so there are 3 of them kind of in a row. And then the privet that I just got is right there. And then that's a peony that I planted in the fall. That's coming up there. And this, I believe, is a butterfly bush, I think. So I'm glad it came back. And then over here, we have still all of this bupleurum that is starting to bloom now. I use that in cut flower bouquets, but it's a lot of it, and you won't believe how much I pulled out. I pulled out so much. This is literally like 20% of what was there. It was just everywhere. Yeah, so that's what's happening here. My 2 little persimmon trees have turned into these balls, which are cute. I actually like them, but I hope they give me some fruit next year. They haven't given me any fruit yet. Now the white salvias did not split, as you can see. They're perfect little mounds. I don't know if those are proven winners or a different brand. I can't remember, but they look great. Then over here, it's just my trees that I've shown you before, and the little shrubs that I transplanted have bounced back from being transplanted. They've gotten water and sun, and so as you can see, that's an Aurelia. Is that an Aurelia Sun King? I believe, yeah, because I moved 2 of those. And then I think this might be a dogwood or something to that effect here. Another Aurelia Sun King. 1 lily. I'm starting my lilies. Like I told you before, the lilies are going to go in these strips of grass. Eventually I will remove the grass, but I can't do all that now physically. It's just too much. I've done so much this season. So removing that grass is a job, let me tell you. But I'll be removing it as I put the lilies in. I have 1 more lily to go into the ground. I'll probably put it in that same block over there. Yeah. And then hopefully I can get some more for fall delivery. So over here on this side, these clematises are making their way up. I sprayed all my trees and removed with fungicide and removed any damaged foliage for this leaf curl, because it was really bad on the peach trees. I hope it doesn't spread to anything else. I did lose a shrub here. Not sure what it was, but it's dead. That's for sure. So that's a very shady spot. I would put hostas there, but we have a lot of deer and bunnies, and I could put a hosta there, but I'd have to put a cage or something over it. But my peach trees have peaches on them. Thank goodness. At least I'll get something this season. So there's 3 peach trees. Only 2 of the 3 actually set fruit. So, but that's better than nothing. I do have some hostas over here, a couple. As you can see, that one's in a cage. This one, the deer don't come too far over in here, and now they're bigger. I think I had that one in a cage because it was eating. They were eating on it, and I took the cage off because now that they've gotten more mature, they usually don't seem to like to eat them when the leaves are bigger. They like new growth. This is a hydrangea that loves it over here in this semi-shade area. I mean, look how big it is. It was maybe a foot or 2 when I put it over here last fall. I transplanted that from another area because it wasn't doing well. And there's another 9-bark. Man, I got a lot of 9-bark. I'm really liking that color. And then surprisingly, I had bought a lot of bare roots that were inexpensive on sale from an online company, and like none of them came up, or at least that I could tell. And I at least now see 1 of them. Now I planted these 2 seasons ago. So there's one, Astrangia or something like that. But I don't know if I accidentally pulled the others out because I never saw anything from them. But yeah, I planted those probably 2 seasons ago. Two falls ago. It's been a long time and they didn't do anything. This Rose of Sharon is getting big. This is a blue one. I'm looking forward to seeing that flower. I think it got 1 bud on it last year. It was very small when I put it in last year. And I got another white salvia in there. But there are ferns in here too. There is maybe one yarrow in here as well. And then the new things I planted. I just want to take a peek at them and make sure that they are still alive in this corner. Okay, they seem to be going strong. So the butterfly bushes, there are 3 butterfly bushes here and these 2 willows. So, yeah, even, you know, I transplanted this big yellow butterfly bush here and it looked dead when I transplanted it. It wasn't growing in the front anymore. and it was just too big. And I transplanted it here, and look, new growth. I can't believe it. I thought it was a goner. So I hope that's growth from my bush. It looks like it. Looks like it's coming from the bush and not from something else. But that's exciting because that one gets these beautiful yellow blooms on it. It gets huge though, so that's why I had to move it from the front. And the bees love it. So if I can get that to grow here and kind of, you know, be some kind of screen against the house, that would be great. As I told you, this is unamended soil, very poor soil. Lots of tree roots in there. And so, you know, anything I can get to grow over there, I'm going to be happy about it. All right. I'm at the 20-minute mark. Let me wrap this up. So yeah, most of my trees had this fungal issue, and so they even kind of defoliated some of them. They just dropped leaves, and so as you can see, they're looking pretty bare, these apple trees and in this row, but hopefully they will bounce back. Man, that cherry blossom tree is getting tall. That thing is probably 8 feet tall, 9 feet tall now. I hope this one bounces back and produces some more buds. I don't know. It looks very sad right now. Let's hope it's not dead. Let's hope it's not dead. So let me go to the other side, because the other side is where I planted the rest of the roses that I got in. And this other side, because if you can recall, if you watched any of my other videos, I just dug this side up last year, was it? Yeah, I think it was last year. And so this is all relatively new, and I'm impressed by how lush everything is. Well, was it last year or the year before? It could have been the year before, but I'm thinking last year, like early spring. It's like this side is relatively new, and yeah, it was a lot of work getting rid of all this grass. I'm telling you, getting rid of grass by hand with a shovel, I don't have any machines, is a task. But anyway, I moved some of the lilies over here that I dug up from the other side, and so these white lilies will hopefully take and do okay. In the front is where I put all the roses, because like I said, they do like full sun, and roses do like it kind of dry. So I got all proven winter roses over here, this reminiscent series. So there's reminiscent cream or white, that's a white looking rose, and then pink, and I got 3 of each. So that's what's in here. 1, 2, 3 of the pink is there, and 1, 2, where's the third one go? 3 of the white is in there, and then just a few more lilies that I moved over here. So yeah, so this side now should be pretty full once everything gets to mature height. There's another salvia in there. That one's pretty. I like the pink on that. This is a hydrangea, and then look at those foxgloves behind the hydrangea. So pretty. I don't even remember planting those there. I don't know if I planted those from seed. Probably. I probably actually did those from seed, but they're so pretty. I hope they come back. Most times they do, but I don't know. Foxgloves seem more hit or miss with the return. This is kind of leaning over with the weight of the rain on it, but that beautiful smoke bush, so pretty over here. And it's just filling in. I sprinkled a lot of the annual seeds I had over here. I let the flowers go to seed and just sprinkled it throughout. So there are a lot of different things coming up over here in addition to lilies over here. There's scabiosa, agrostemma, looks like more of this sea holly, which I don't know why. I don't like sea holly, but it keeps showing up everywhere. I must have planted all of these. I don't know if I planted all these seeds before I really knew that I liked them, because last year was kind of the first year that they bloomed for me. But this rosebud, vanilla twist, it's called rosebud. I don't know who made it exactly. Well, let's see. I don't know if it has a name brand on it. It just says vanilla twist rosebud, but it has beautiful white flowers. So I also have some gladiolas over here coming up. Roses over here are, most of them have come back. Look at this beautiful pink one. Oh man, I am making a cake today that has pink fondant on it, and I probably will come and cut a couple of those to use to decorate it, actually. But there's little rose bushes in here. They're all still quite small, but there's some pinks, that pink is beautiful. I didn't even notice it was blooming yesterday. There's yellow, there's some white. And then if you go further over this way, hopefully I'm not turning too fast. Oh, go back there. A lot of this little flower, I've used it in bouquets. It's beautiful in a flower bouquet. It is an annual that I planted from seed, and I'm still not sure of the name. It could be agrostemma. I keep going back to that name, so I think that might be what it is. But I planted it from seed. There is a hydrangea in there that's slow growing, but it looks healthy, and it's come back this year, so I'm happy about that. All of the alliums have gone over, but they leave these quite interesting, I think, seed heads on them, so I leave them there, and they will come back next year. But these are the Limelight Prime hydrangeas that are getting bigger and bigger. There is another white rose there, and then more roses, a light pink. This is the Proven Winners Honey Apricot, I believe, or pear, one of the two. I have both. Another one there, another one there. Anything else over here? I think that's pretty much it. All the other stuff is the same. It seems to be growing. Bleeding Hearts seems to be doing well. There is another peony here, and I believe it had a white bloom on it. A new one that I just planted. And this one had bright pink blooms. I think I posted some pictures of that on my Facebook. There's a hosta in there that's very close to the peony. And then another golden smoke bush, and on the other side there's arborvitae, more bleeding hearts. The artemisia that I planted back there is growing. It's still small, but it is growing. So that color, I really want that color back there to break up some of this green. Yeah, so the only thing I have now is I may come in with some annuals and sprinkle them throughout where there are gaps. That's usually what I do. Plus I have so many annuals because I have trays full that I need places to plant them. So I usually just plop them wherever I have a little gap. Let's see. And then I'm thinking I may move this one little shrub here in the middle, this arborvitae, just so that once this hydrangea actually gets big enough, I want to be able to see it. So I may move that out of the way and just sit it in a different spot. So in terms of the new hydrangeas I ordered, there are 6 coming. Now I'm not going to put all 6 over here, but I know that I'm going to put at least 2, maybe 4, because this is a big space here. As you can see, there's nothing here but this little, I don't know if that's a lavender or what, but that's one. I think that's one plant. So one of the hydrangeas will go here, and the ones that I got, at least 4 of them are kind of part shade. They want shade in the afternoon, sun in the morning, or something like that. So this side, it's a little more protected, a little less sun penetration because of these other taller things that are growing around it. So I'm going to put 1 here, 2, and then maybe 3 there. And then 1 more, which I can either sit here right at this edge or at that edge. I have a number of little spots that are open where I can put the last hydrangea. And then I have 2 that require more sun. And so I think they're the White Weddings from Southern Living. So I'm not sure if I will put those on this side. I'll find somewhere from where they will get a lot of sun. But I am really happy with the development of this side in just a year or maybe 2 at the most. It is full, it is lush, it is beautiful. It's exactly what I kind of envisioned. The only thing is that things have to mature and get taller. But I envision the semicircle here with roses and then other flowers and perennials around it. And then this hedge here on the end of arborvitae alternating with hydrangeas. I had this English garden kind of look in my head and it seems to be doing what I wanted it to do. So, and then the side is getting lush, everything's filling in. I always love this time of year because in the winter, most of these things die back to the ground or they lose all their leaves, and so it looks like just open space. And of course, then you have to contend with all the weeds until the stuff fills in. But once it comes and starts getting bigger and bigger, it's like it just transforms the whole space in such a short amount of time. So I'm very happy with the front. I still have mulch to put down after I plant every single thing I'm gonna plant. I'll use my last bags of mulch to just tidy things up, and that's all I got. So hopefully this wasn't too long. I'll edit it down a little bit to keep it around my 20-minute mark. But thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.